And we are live.
Welcome back to Freeze Frame episode 73, the show where we stop to take a moment to discuss all the heavily talked about news of the week having to do with movies, TV, streaming, and pop culture. I'm one of your hosts. My name is James Walmart, and today I am brought with Ryder Maldonado and the spiciest meatball in gaming, but also film for this week and every week, Vincent DeSantis. Guys, let's get into some housekeeping before I throw it off to you guys. Guys, don't forget, give us a review and let us know what you think on audio platforms. That really helps us out. Hop in our Discord and stay up to date and join our community. You can look to our TikTok for quick updates and news on anything pop culture. Don't forget, we also have Instagram and Twitter that we share little clips from our shows on Instagram. And you can see some little inside behind the scenes tidbits on our Twitter as well as news updates. And never forget to check out the latest videos out on the channel. Ryder, what do you got for us today?
All right, well, ladies and gents, we're gonna go ahead and get into our quote of the week. I got the giggles just because I'm in a silly mood, but you know, we're having a fun time today.
Man's got the giggles.
You got the giggles.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap up the quote of the week from last week. Those of you who are new here, welcome. Every single week we have a new quote from a movie. We let you guys know what it is, and then you can kind of guess. You can hop on our Discord, even though I keep forgetting to post it in there. You hop on our Discord, let us know what the quote of the week is, what movie it's from. So here's last week's. James, do you want to be
we can
Phil?
do we'll be the same. Yeah, I'll be Phil.
I'll be Tracy. Here we go.
All right, ready?
Tracy, it's Phil.
Phil, where the hell are you guys? I'm freaking out.
Yeah, listen, we effed up.
What are you talking about?
The bachelor party, the whole night. Things got out of control, and we lost Doug.
What?
We can't find Doug.
What are you saying, Phil? We're getting married in 5 hours.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That was a lot funnier. I remember the first time we said that.
But, I love that movie. That's a great quote.
Yeah, that's of course from Vince. What's that from?
That is from The Hangover, baby. I didn't even need to read it. That's a great quote. Hangover.
I've never seen Hangover. Fun fact.
Oh my god. First Return of the King, and now The Hangover. What are we gonna do with this guy, Ryder?
Because when it came out, we were like 10 when that movie came out.
James.
Yeah, it was one of those where I had to watch it with cousins because the parents wouldn't let that happen.
My parents would not let me watch this movie.
I think that Hangover is a top tier comedy from the last couple of years. Extremely rewatchable, like the last decade. I feel like comedy in the last decade has not been good overall. Pretty bad rap. Yeah. Most of them are pretty terrible. That one was one of the ones that started the that format of comedy to where like a what is it? That type, I guess. Where like people would build their stories like around the same, not beats, not plot points, but like beats per comedy, and they usually sucked. Yeah. But that one's like the
little skits in a way. Yeah.
Not even skits, but like sections. It's like it became the model that every other comedy tried to follow, and it does. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. It's absolutely. So good. I'm with you.
Also, hey, side note, real quick. James, about your microphone, I just Googling right now because it was peaking a little bit. I was like, I found a way that we could turn off the peaking in your Windows setting before it goes into Discord, but we'll talk about that later. Pretty good.
Oh,
pretty good.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Guys, thank you so much for listening.
Since we're on a tangent, I was going to say, I've been brainstorming a lot for, our intros, and I was like, James, I know what yours is. Easy breezy, beautiful cover boy, James Walmer. That's what I was thinking of.
Write it down.
Yeah.
We all
write it down.
Yeah.
Oh, we all need a good one. I like that a lot.
Into the news. Vince, you can take us away. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we had we got a couple things we're gonna skip here. The clip ideas, because we're gonna make those into our own videos that are happening. So for the podcast, we're just gonna move right on in to, of course, how we start most of these freeze frame episodes with some Marvel news. Okay, we gotta get through this. There's some good stuff in here, and there's some things I don't care about in here. Okay?
Gotta just grind through it.
We're gonna grind through it. We're gonna get through it. But to start off, let's just start off with the one I could care the least about. That way we can get excited about the rest. But Kevin Feige says Marvel Studios is seeking to elevate Deadpool 3 as they have with the previous third installments like Civil War and Infinity and Ragnarok.
What does that mean?
Well, I'll tell you what it means, right, James. Let's get into it real quick. It says, quote, "It's about resetting the MCU and meeting all of these new characters," said Feige in Hall H, recording what the aim of the movies has since been. One film not discussed during the Hall H panel was Deadpool 3, which will be the first I'm not even gonna read this. The first R-rated film in the MCU history. Everybody knows I hate when people report on this because I think it's the dumbest thing of all time. And follows star Ryan Reynolds' previous projects at Fox. Feige noted that the studio historically takes big swings with part 3s. I guess. How do we elevate it in a way we've been able to with Civil War and Infinity War and Ragnarok, said Feige. It's very fun in the world of the Ryan Reynolds show.
This is what they did for the trilogies. For Iron Man, they took away his arc reactor. For Thor, they took his hammer. And for Cap, they took his shield. So for Deadpool, they're taking his suit, and he's just going to be full nude walking around everywhere.
That's
it's just going to be the Ryan Reynolds movie.
It's going to be Ryan.
That's essentially what it is already. Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds just plays himself.
All right, Deadpool 3 opens with plastic surgery, okay? A plastic surgery room into which he wakes up mid-plastic surgery. Half his face is perfectly Ryan Reynolds, half his face is perfectly inside-out testicle Deadpool. And he looks at the camera, and he's like, I decided I needed to change my life. And then he's like, after this and this and this, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like a montage of him like killing people and stuff, and then seeing like beautiful people like in a fashion show. He's like, I wanted to change. Kevin, what do you think? This is
okay.
Great.
No, that's good. I guarantee he's opening up with, now that we're owned by the mouse, and he refers to Mickey.
Oh, yeah, good.
We're not allowed to cuss. So we can't say, and he proceeds to say every single cuss word ever.
That
to show everyone like that he's in, like, right. I'm in the MCU, but here's this. And he just like the worst stuff, like off the bat. I think that'd be funny.
Anyways, if Deadpool I read 3. One more time that Deadpool 3 is rated R, I'm never doing another podcast again. And I don't care if it's movies or video games. I'm done.
I'm throwing in the towel.
Yeah,
boycotts everything.
Matter of fact, funny. If I see one more headline on Twitter, social media, it's gone. I'm done. Throwing my phone
man.
Away.
I'm prepared to end it all.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean social media presence.
Yes.
I'll say this top one because it's short and sweet, but this is what I love whenever Marvel announces numbers. Whenever there's a number in the title, I always freak out, and I love sending it to y'all because I know y'all are going to be like, oh, I'm over it. But Marvel Studios apparently has 7 unannounced films on the calendar. And so that's 7 times my heart stops because of how excited I am, you know?
Wow.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently D23 is going to bring some new titles. We don't know what that's going to be. I would love to speculate that with y'all, hopefully in a future video. Mm-hmm. But yeah, 7 apparently are on the roster. I have a Twitter link here, which is like, Disney posts their release dates and schedules, and they put like unannounced this, unannounced that. So it's like actually official, but I mean, just so much.
Yeah.
Mutants, I'm hoping.
It's crazy, man. There's so many good stories out there. It's just about making a good movie at this point. I mean, especially just after reading. Yeah. I've been reading this Daredevil run, and it's just such a good story and well done story, and I'm sure they have these stories for every character like that are written, right? It's just about like how do we translate that into a good, worthwhile movie. And we've had some hit or misses recently in the MCU, and I'm hoping for more hits. That's it. I'm hoping for more hits. I'll keep watching them. I enjoy them even if they're not too good. I enjoy my time with them. So, sure, I'll take more.
Did you watch Thor?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you watch Love and Thunder?
Hoping the
no, I didn't watch Love and Thunder.
Fun movie. I mean, it's not great. But it's fun. Nothing wrong with it.
Hopefully the direction might help with, like now we know we're ending. It seemed like 4, they didn't really know.
Sure.
And it probably did, but it was more like, let's just throw stuff out there.
Yeah.
5 and 6, it's like, here's a direction. We got to go with this. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up.
I agree.
Spider-Man freshman year is a multiverse story. Surprise, surprise.
You take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jump on in.
I just wanted to see if anyone had any immediate reaction.
Oh, well, my immediate, I put this because people were all over the place of like, they didn't know whether it was or not. And there was a lot of miscommunication lately.
Why do you need to know?
No, this is great.
Yeah.
Because.
Is it?
Yeah. They originally kind of like thought that this was going to be a canon thing, right?
A
canon venture in which you have Doc Ock, Norman Osborn, like all these people. You're like, where are these in the live action, and why is this supposed to be take place before the Spider-Man movies that we've seen? Like, like this is supposed to take place before, and Daredevil's in it. Like all this, you're like, how? So this is to me better because I can just watch the cartoon for the cartoon. It doesn't have to have any connection.
Oh,
it can just be like,
you're right. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be something.
It can just be a one-off thing.
Yeah. Which is better.
It doesn't got to be anything. Cool. Yeah. So I guess like anything titled a multiverse story, just a one-off.
Yes, multiverse is their nice fancy word to be like it's part of the MCU, but it's
we could throw spaghetti at a wall.
I hate that. I kind of hate that they have to like it has to exist somewhere, and they're like, multiverse in order
This is
for
Earth.
like
514, not 616.
Yeah.
Or 99999, which is actually one, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, to get into it, Brad Winderbaum has played an integral role at Marvel Studios through the years, serving as an executive producer on titles such as Thor: Love and Thunder, What If, and more, with producer credits on previous projects as well. Quote, it follows the pattern you see in Civil War, but because of things that happen in the multiverse, because of new and random occurrences, it's not Tony Stark waiting for him, it's Norman Osborn. Unquote.
Dun, dun, dun.
Cool.
That's about it. I am excited for the show.
Maybe this also reminds me of the Iron Spider storyline, because in that reality, it's he has like a whole thing with Doc Ock in which they switch consciences or consciousnesses.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they can explore that much more in an animated setting. So like fun stuff like that they probably wouldn't do in live action. So it's sweet.
Yeah, the interesting thing is when they announced the slate for like the multiverse saga, shows like X-Men and Spider-Man and What If, I think, weren't in that. So pertaining to the multiverse saga, I think these are just like random things that they could do whatever story they want and keep it running for multiple seasons without it interfering with
which is perfect.
The overarching story. Which I'm like, good, keep that up.
Okay, so I have another thing to add on to this, like, because Marvel's coming out with animated shows. They're doing this, and they're also doing X-Men 97 again. So my question is, like, it's speculative. How do you think they're going to approach voice acting? Or do you think they're going to try and pull cameos from people who have been in the films and TV shows? Or do you think they're going to rely? Because I want them to go into more like voice actors. Like, these are people who
Charlie
do
Cox
voice acting.
Is Daredevil in Spider-Man?
That's right.
Year.
Yeah.
I don't know who's playing Spider-Man. Tom Holland? Is Tom Holland doing it?
It's not Tom, unfortunately. No, I think, but if they're really going out of the way to make What If the original actors that played him, I think they'll go crazy with honoring, like, hey, if there's multiple Spider-Mans, let's bring back all those guys that played Spider-Man.
How's the voice acting in What If?
Good.
Nothing special. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's the actors, you know. So you're kind of nothing stands out for you.
Here's what they haven't done for me yet is, and Doctor Strange really ruined this for me too. Is like, why isn't different Doctor Stranges played by different people in different universes? Why is it the same?
Yeah.
Whereas like when Spider-Man, when everybody comes together and you're talking about multiverse, it's different people, like different actors being Spider-Man.
It's different completely.
Even though it's
entirely.
different, it's like same character. It's Peter Parker, right? But it's not the same actor.
Human being. Yeah, I think it's human.
Let's like, what the crap is happening there with Doctor Strange? I don't really get that. I would like to lean into more of the multiverse as different actors portraying different things. That way, if they do choose to like eventually bring back like X-Men and stuff like that, like for Secret Wars, let's say the new Wolverine has to fight Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Obviously that would not happen because Hugh Jackman says he's already like tapped. He's like, forget it, I'm out. Well,
that's what you think.
Nah, he did Logan. He did Logan. He won't come back for Secret Wars. But like, let's say Cyclops or something, like that actor that plays Cyclops in X-Men, and you have a new X-Men with Cyclops now with a different actor and stuff. Like, I don't want to. I would like to see different actors play these things and still have it be in the multiverse. Like, it doesn't have to be the same person, in my opinion.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I think, especially for Doctor Strange, they were just like, well, we got to give it to Benedict for him to act, but throw a new actor and there's some random guy like Taron Egerton or whatever, right? And he's Doctor Strange. Like, it'd be like, whoa, it's a different person. Cool. Yeah. Like, I get it. It's a different multiverse.
We'll see. Excited. I'm sure they have thoughts about that. And again, Marvel, if you need someone in the writer room, I mean, I would like to be in the writer's room whenever. I'll happily do that. That would sound like a really fun job.
And my addition is Marvel. If you need a second writer, don't hire me because I'd throw it all to shit. Make it the craziest.
Well, speaking of non-Marvel things, we can jump into some DC news. This is pretty interesting. Ben Affleck will return.
Oh, sorry.
I
was like, is this it?
Ben Affleck will return as Bruce Wayne in Aquaman 2, confirms Jason Momoa on Instagram. He spilled the beans. With the release date of The Flash all swapped up, it looks like they're switching Keaton to Affleck to make more sense in the story. Because, if you remember, The Flash was supposed to release before Aquaman 2, which introduces Michael Keaton as the new Batman for the DCEU. But, since the movie got delayed, now it seems like they're reshooting what Keaton shot for Aquaman, I guess, as Ben Affleck, and then he just won't. It'll just be that now, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion with kind of the I guess the canon, you could say, again, for DC, right? With if you're trying to erase, because my general thought of DC is they're trying to erase Snyderverse and kind of all that world, but it's confusing when you have these actors returning picture after picture playing the same roles. You know, I guess, are they trying to honor that, or are they all over the place, or is that the goal to kind of switch it with Keaton for Batman, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a writer room I want to be a part of. I don't know what's going on in there.
I just want to listen. I actually don't want to give any input into that because I just want to see it burn. I guess.
And then, another thing, that kind of goes into that. It's kind of sad how even for the DC panel at SDCC, you could have showed like Sandman on Netflix, or you could have showed DC Super Pets, but to only show Shazam and Black Adam, 2 pictures. That's it. 2 titles. Is kind of like, wow, you can't talk about Aquaman because of Amber Heard. You can't talk about Flash because of Ezra Miller.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, I feel bad for them because as a company, it's like, man, we're struggling here. They're trying and they're struggling.
These are shot and screening, like these movies. We don't know anything that happens after this, and we only know the next 3 movies or 4 movies. Whereas like Avengers, they're like, dude, here's the next 10 plus 7 empty slots that we're going to announce in September, like with what's going on. It's like, I would love to know the long-term plan for DC. They don't have to keep it secret, actually. I think it's actually a better call if they don't keep it secret what they're planning out. I think that would generate a lot of goodwill and hype around it, instead of the questioning going to these theaters being like, what the hell are they doing? Or like, what's going on?
Because they don't have that sort of like trust built up with the fan base. So, these are, like, don't worry about it. Like, we got, like, do you?
They're following, like, it's like they've regressed into their phase 1 again without showing us what their end game is, right? And we've already had we've had like 2 failed phase 1s from DC. Give us what you're doing, and then then I can jump on board. Let's say like, the storyline is this, and you're gonna watch these characters do this. Obviously, there will be surprises. They're not gonna give everything away, but let me know like your flow chart. What are we going towards? Like, what are we doing here?
Right.
I'd be a little more happy about that.
Let's see the target.
Yeah.
And with Twitter talking about, there are some early screenings happening for these films, and while the general consensus might be positive for some of them, there's still confusion. It seems like so. Only time will tell. What actually happens from those. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll get the next on. Moving on, we got other studios, and now we can dive into some good pictures here. Martin Scorsese, very anticipated film for us. Killers of the Flower Moon, a film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, is looking for a potential 2023 release date. Now, this, of course, directed by Scorsese, is an adaptation of the David Grann book that figured to be a strong contender for all the top Oscar categories, but it will skip this year's Oscar race. The alternate plan discussed, the film that teams Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro will get a global showcase premiering at the 2023 Cannes Film Fest next May. And in development could see a future template for streamers looking to recoup some of the mega budgets of the event films they've been making. Killers of the Flower Moon will roll out with a full-blown theatrical release through Paramount, a studio that was always a part of the deal.
Yeah.
I don't know, good choice here.
Scorsese. I mean, the last movie Scorsese did was Irishman, which was, straight to streamers. It had that 2-week theater release window to give it an option to be nominated for Oscars and stuff. But I think that if you didn't see it in the theater and you did watch it at home, it's a different experience because it's a long ass movie. And so people that take a break or something might not have jumped back in to finish it, or like people complained it was too slow and things like that, because you're not, that was very much, I think I enjoyed it so much because of the environment I was in of seeing it in a theater,
Yeah. Okay.
But because Irishman is not, for people to talk to about it, it's very back and forth about whether people like it or not. And I think that actually, I think Scorsese knew that the decision to put that on Netflix might not have been the right one. So I'm kind of glad he's going back to the full theatrical release. And then, eventually I'm sure it'll go on on Paramount streamer or something like that,
Right.
You can kind of see the thought process for him as an older filmmaker, kind of adapting his way, but struggling against it with like, no, with Paramount, it's like, okay, fine, you could put it on Paramount Plus probably, but it's like, we need the Cannes Film Fest. I don't care about the Oscars. It needs to be in the theater, which you can see it. You can see it clear, and that's kind of cool.
Can't wait to see this, dude. DiCaprio and De Niro. I mean, hell yeah. And Scorsese.
I can't wait.
This is a dream. Can't wait.
And the concept Do y'all both like? Are y'all familiar with what the book is about? Because
No,
I read a
know nothing
summary at
about
one
it.
point, but I'm not sure.
so this is, I think, based off kind of true stories where Native Americans were, there was a lot of corrupt murders going on, and so it's about a corrupt case trying to figure out what's going on with these murders and trying to represent them properly, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the book, I mean, it's like, man, it's
I can't wait.
interesting. Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
Very cool.
Also, this is another plug. Watch Silence. Everybody needs to watch Silence. It's Scorsese. It might be Scorsese's best. Might be.
Adam Driver, right?
It's crazy.
It's a
crazy thing to say. I don't know if I agree with you, but it's really good.
Oh man, not it. Well, I don't know.
Andrew Garfield.
Casino's number one. Casino's number one.
Yeah, Casino's great.
Oh, so good. I found a really good clip of Joe Pesci, and I cut it out, so it's just like Joe Pesci, and I could put whatever in the background. I'll have to show you guys. I'm gonna do something funny with it. I'm just not sure what yet.
Oh gosh, that's great.
What about Goodfellas?
Goodfellas is so good too, but
Goodfellas is so good. Report: there's a bidding war for the movie rights to Tomb Raider now that MGM has lost them. The next potential movie is apparently not a sequel, but a reboot with Alicia Vikander no longer attached. MGM originally planned to release a sequel to its film in 2021, but the COVID-19 pandemic likely got in the way of production. In 2020, the film's director, Ben Wheaton, told The Verge's sister site Polygon that he's still committed to making the film, but it's, quote, in the mists of COVID, unquote. It's possible that Amazon's acquisition of MGM in March also had something to do with the studio's decision not to greenlight another Tomb Raider.
That's sad.
I think Tomb Raider could be the perfect video game movie. Like, I think it has all the elements to be great. Although the adaptation, like the last one, I don't think it was awful, but it wasn't like great or anything. The last Tomb Raider adaptation.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They did their best to adapt the game, the first game, because man, I'm a huge fan of the video games, and that first one, I have a special place for me in my heart. And you guys know I was excited for this next one because they set up a sequel.
Right, totally.
And so I was like, man, it's unfortunate. Got caught.
It's okay.
Caught in that time.
I think they will be able to do justice to Tomb Raider and the game, even if it's a different actress, even if it's a different story and stuff like that. Because I don't know if Alicia Vikander's one was like the one. I watched it and I was like, okay, all right. It has all the elements. It has all the adventure elements. It has the action elements. It has good villains that it could potentially build. Like, I think it's blockbuster just ripe. It's prime for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's my thing. We notice trends. We see trends in movies and TV of companies copying each other because that's how the business works.
Yeah.
If The Last of Us is a huge success and even, let's say, Emmy nominated, I think a lot more companies and corporate people that have no idea what Last of Us is we could see in the next 10 years a crap ton more of video game adaptations for TV and movies.
We already have Gran Turismo in development. We have Horizon Zero Dawn in development, and we have Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. With the director of John Wick, I believe, is directing that or something like that. It's crazy.
I'm like, keep it up, because I love playing the games, and it's just so different watching it, because you're like, oh, remember that from the game, remember that. Just keep it up,
Dude, Ghost of Tsushima has a perfect storyline for a movie as well. It's just a matter of how they do it. Like, they can pace that out into a 2-hour movie and make that so good. Yeah, dude, there's just so much. And did you see Bella Ramsey, who's playing Ellie in The Last of Us HBO show? She posted something, or in an interview, just said, as like someone that loves the game, like, I've seen a little bit of what we shot, and I know shooting it, like, every single day it was trying to stay as true to the game as possible, like, and all this stuff, like, really promising things that I know sometimes the actors say that and just say that not to appease people, but because they think it's going to be true to the game and stuff. But every single thing I've heard is like, so it's confirming that, like, hopefully it's great. I really hope it's good. It's just, we'll see.
I'm gonna cry when that trailer drops. Man, I'm gonna get emotional.
I don't even think I'm gonna watch the trailer. I'm just gonna go straight into the I'm just gonna go straight into the first episode,
Can't wait.
Call.
It's gonna be good.
Okay, we go.
Clip time, baby.
Okay, sorry.
This is it.
See, never done it before. I'm all like freaking out. Okay.
No, you're good, Ryder.
Here we go. Starting right now. Okay, getting into Creed. Sylvester Stallone talks some news about what's going on when it comes to the Rocky franchise and Creed. We have here the headline: Sylvester Stallone calls for What's Left of My Rights Back from Rocky producer Irwin Winkler. And we have more diving into spin-offs and kind of details when it comes to Sylvester Stallone on that. James, you want to get into the details that we have for this first couple points here?
Yeah, sure. Sylvester Stallone was a writer and hit 19 Rocky and its 5 sequels.
You cut out a bunch there, James. Run that back.
Okay. Sylvester Stallone was a writer and star of the hit 1976 film Rocky 5 sequels, but he doesn't own any of the rights to his creation. The action star is calling for producer Irwin Winkler to give him, quote, what's left of his rights back. A painful subject, Stallone says, eats at my soul, he says. After Irwin controlling Rocky for over 47 years and now Creed, I really would like to have at least a little of what's left of my rights back before passing it on to only your children. I believe that would be a fair gesture from the 93-year-old gentleman. He continued, this is a painful subject that eats at my soul because I wanted to leave something of Rocky for my children, but it's always great hearing from loyal fans. Keep punching.
Wow.
The Rocky franchise expanded with 2015's Creed and its sequel 2 years later. A third installment is set to be released on November 23rd, the first Rocky project that still will not appear in. He will serve as producer, however. Irwin also owns the rights to Creed as it's an extension of the Rocky universe.
So this breaks down to like a multi-tiered thing here. So one, we have Sylvester Stallone, who is the writer, director, and star of Rocky. You know, like pretty much Rocky's what made his career and made him into...
Yeah, he was like homeless before Rocky.
It's a great story. If you don't know the story about like how that kind of like came to be in fruition. And right now, he does not own all the rights to Rocky, which he does. He wants to own more than he does right now. Now, this is kind of tearing down into different things now because Creed 3, we know, is coming out in November, I think? November. And Sylvester Stallone is really not attached to it. Apparently, the producers said that there's scenes in Creed 3 that if Sylvester Stallone chooses, they'll film those scenes and they cut into the movie perfectly. But without him, the movie still works, that kind of thing. So they're leaving room for him, but he's not a part of it. But the bigger news here is that there's a Creed spin-off film called Drago in the works with Robert Lawton set to write the script here. Screenwriter Robert Lawton is set to write the Rocky spin-off Drago for MGM. Multiple insiders with knowledge of the project exclusively tell the Wrap. Although the plot details are being kept under wraps, Drago centers on Russian fighter Ivan Drago, Dolph Lundgren, who first appeared as the antagonist in 1985's Rocky IV, and his son Victor Drago, Florian Montiano, who was last seen as the antagonist in 2018's Creed 2, to which... This is the big point that's not here, is that on Twitter, Dolph Lundgren said he has not signed and he's not doing it without Sylvester Stallone. He said, I've not signed on for this. He said, I've only heard about this. Producers have talked about this, but because Sylvester Stallone does not own the rights, I will not be doing this without him. He said that straight up. Even though he signed the contract already to do it, I don't know if he actually has the ability to, do that. But hopefully, I'm glad, dude. He's standing behind Sly. He's like, I'm not doing this without my man. That's crazy.
I love that. That's super cool.
Yeah,
dude. That's what's crazy for me is because you would think an actor or and producer as well that's been attached to a franchise so long that they have some ownership of it, but you forget about the higher ups in the studio and stuff, and so it's kind of wild to think about the business beside a franchise, and like even though there's somebody so close to it because you are the person and it's your franchise, there's also a lot of money involved, and the producers are like, no, but it's mine because I helped create this. I helped literally produce it. You know?
It's sad,
man.
Dude.
I stand by that though. That's pretty cool.
I know, it's very cool of him. So yeah, we'll see. I'm very hopeful about Creed 3. I mean, Michael B. Jordan is starring and directing this. First time he's directed something.
Wow.
And Jonathan Majors is the enemy or the antagonist in Creed 3, which is going to be dope. And
huge.
He's shredded, absolutely shredded. It's going to be awesome.
It's a big time for Jonathan Majors.
Huge time for Jonathan Majors. These next couple of years, he's going to be a household name. He's going to be going from like not at all to a household name, which is wild.
Yeah. The deal of a lifetime.
Seriously.
Honestly.
So yeah, pretty stoked to see what happens here. I'm really hoping that Sly gets his recognition and his rights back to the movie.
Yep.
So free my man.
For all that and more on Rocky, Sly, Creed, stick right here with Strictly Casual. We appreciate you guys. And if you want to listen to the whole podcast, you can check out it on audio platforms. Just type in Freeze Frame Strictly Casual or Strictly Casual Freeze Frame. It's a little yellow thing right there. It says Freeze Frame, all that kind of stuff. Or you can watch the entire video podcast on YouTube by becoming a member right here at youtube.com/.
And how much has that been?
That is $1.99 a month.
Nice.
Perfect.
That's it. $2
Thanks,
a
guys.
month.
I love y'all. Bye-bye. Boom. Cool. Good clip.
There you have it. And there you have it. Okay. Interesting stuff. Excited. I'm really excited for that film. That's gonna be great. Moving on now to we have more news back to Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio. This is kind of a little light headline, but Leo is set to star in The Wager for Apple TV Plus. With Scorsese, of course, set to direct. The story follows a trial to uncover the truth of what happened on an island after the crew of a British ship crashed on it. Shutter Island vibes. No.
Shutter Island.
Yeah. Again, you put these two people together, it's like Jordan Peele and Daniel Kaluuya. You know what I mean? It's the new age. No, but yeah, this is cool. I love, they're together. Let's just see what they do. And Apple TV Plus, they're gonna give them that good look.
Did we talk about that? Hold on. Going to Jordan Peele and Daniel Kaluuya. Did we talk about that last week? And how like Jordan Peele feels like he found like his like partner in like making movies, like they're on the same wavelength.
Awesome.
I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
He's like, like Daniel Kaluuya, we're right there, two peas in a pod, baby.
Film too, right? Like off the bat, the first actor you cast is like, wow, like let's do this for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. I mean,
Great.
Scorsese
And Daniel Kaluuya is great.
has found that with like, I don't know, DiCaprio
Niro.
and De Niro, I would say, and
De Niro,
Pesci
for
almost.
sure.
Those are like very reoccurring.
Yeah.
in
And
almost all his
Pacino,
movies.
probably.
Yeah.
And Pacino.
But I mean, we see that with. I'm trying to think of Spielberg. He doesn't have a lot of reoccurring people in his movies, but like there
Maybe
are
it's producers, right? Behind the scenes that are like,
Sure.
I can produce with this guy forever, and
yeah.
we make the same.
What else? Like Christopher Nolan, obviously, like Michael Caine is in every single one of his movies. Like there's certain
And
directors
Cillian,
that
too.
attached.
Cillian Murphy,
Killian's on
yeah.
a lot of them. Dunkirk and wait, is he in Dunkirk? No, Inception and what else?
It's Inception and
I guess Oppenheimer
Batman.
now. Oh yeah,
all the
Batman.
Batmans. Yeah.
Directors have those people, and that's kind of cool because it's usually
If you think about it,
it's pretty damn
It's a
good
lot.
performance that those guys, that the directors and the actors kind of like play off each other for. It's pretty cool.
It's
I like
usually
that
their
a lot.
best, right? It's usually their best works.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think
love
of
it.
others like John Williams and Spielberg, probably. Right?
Oh, because that's
Maybe
more
them too.
music instead of
Yeah.
person. But you're right, John
And,
Williams
like-
does like every Spielberg. Yeah.
Even Justin Hurwitz and Damien Chazelle now, even though they're
For
couple,
music?
they have 3
Yeah.
movies back to back, I think.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Oh, you know what? I think they were college roommates actually.
Yeah.
Because I was diving into La La Land, and I think they were roommates in college. And I think Damien told Justin, he was like, "Hey, if I go to Hollywood, you're coming with me with your music." And
Right. Well, with
now they're doing it.
with
something
Damien
like that.
Chazelle and Ryan Coogler was also in their class at USC.
Oh shit.
And one of my
What?
professors at APU was in that class also. Pretty cool. And so he's like good buddies with these people. It was wild. He's like, yeah, we'd like eat
That's so
lunch
cool.
together. And now they're like, this is crazy.
Damn,
So cool.
That's really cool.
Wild.
It's like Cooper Rafe and Cooper Rafe.
Cooper Rafe, yes, yeah, directed by Cooper Rafe, starring.
That's
Cooper Rafe.
funny.
And starring Cooper Rafe.
Sometimes you just rely on yourself because you
That's right.
stick by yourself.
He
but
trusts himself.
Everyone needs a pal.
Everyone needs a pal. Well, now maybe it's
Everyone needs a-
Dakota Johnson. We'll see.
Oh man, the best pal.
I love
best
Dakota
pal.
Johnson.
Someone could possibly have.
That's great.
All right. I think I'm up next.
Mhm.
Jared Leto has reportedly been cast as the Hatbox Ghost in Disney's Haunted Mansion film. Sources have told, what is OTN?
It's a one take news.
Sources have told One Take News that the Hatbox Ghost design is going to look quite similar to the one on the Haunted Mansion ride. We also heard that Jared Leto's face will be seen on Renaissance-era paintings throughout the mansion. While unconfirmed, we've heard that his face will only be on the paintings and only his voice will come out of the Hatbox Ghost, a character that appeared to be CG. We were told that the voice for his character was not his normal one and it would be more deep with some high-pitched cackles.
I saw this horrible thing about this. This brings a whole new meaning to Jared Leto jump scare, and I was like, oh god,
Because he's just appearing in things.
yeah, he's just popping up in all this stuff, and I don't know what's going on when it comes to his character work and his choices, but
Jared Leto freaks me out.
You guys see House of Gucci?
No, but I
No,
heard
I'm
his
sorry.
performance
No,
was laughable.
Well, I only saw half of the movie. I haven't even finished it. It
Yeah.
was one of those
Uh-huh.
things where I watched half and then I got really tired. I paused it and I never felt compelled to like watch the rest of it. But Jared Leto is just off the walls in that his accent changes from scene to scene. You're like, this is just
That's awesome.
he's crazy.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
that's insane.
it's pretty.
Yeah,
It's pretty funny.
Just when you thought Haunted Mansion couldn't get crazier. I mean, the cast already has Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, fan favorite here on the channel. Who else? Oh, Lakeith Stanfield. Lakeith starring in it.
Whoa, I love
Jamie
Lakeith.
Lee Curtis, right?
Whoa.
Jamie Lee Curtis was recently announced too to be in it. She's playing a Madame Leota.
Cool.
I have to remember, which is the ball.
Yeah. A lot of good cast members right there.
That's super cool.
Yeah, good stuff. Haunted Mansion.
I'll leave it at that.
Guess we'll see. And next up, we got some news from Netflix over here. Netflix confirms the Witcher season 3 production has paused due to COVID. The streamer promises filming will resume soon, as it's safe to do so because Henry Cavill tested positive. R.I.P. Not rest in peace. He's not dead. He's okay.
Could that be why he wasn't at SDCC as a Superman return?
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it. I was looking through my DVDs yesterday, in which I sent you guys a picture of Thor: The Dark World DVD. But I also saw right next to that Superman, like Christopher Reeve Superman, like DVDs or whatever.
Well,
and I just like looked at the back, dude, and I was like, there's so much. Like Superman is such a good character. Like he has this scene with Lois Lane where he's like, Clark Kent is having dinner with Lois, but he's got to do some Superman stuff, and he's constantly changing outfits like back and forth. And I'm like, what a great Superman scene. Like I wish we got something like that. It doesn't have to be dark. Like those movies were like had enemies, you know, it had Lex Luthor and stuff, and it was like, of course, like a battle and everything, but he was also so lighthearted and like happy almost.
Yeah.
It was cool.
He's a beacon of light. He's the light while Batman's the dark, right? Like that's always how it is.
So I don't know. I can't wait to see more Superman adaptations because I think Superman is a great character.
I want more Superman. Damn, I was reading. I was on a TikTok thing, and it was like it was about this one obscure Justice League line, and is this one like he got put in a prison, and Batman took all the sons away.
Okay.
But like it was a part of his whole master plan, knowing that Superman, like because he's like the symbol of like hope, that he would just have so much like hope, and he has like the Constitution, and so he eventually just found one, and he broke through, and they like met back up together, and like he came and saved the day again. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. That's what Superman's all about. Like he overcomes like all obstacles because he's just like committed. He's the symbol of hope.
Man. Yeah, and I know we talked about it earlier too. You know, like I wonder what's going on inside. Like we all wonder, but with Superman being the star of not just DC but also Warner Brothers, and it's like whether you recast him or you're waiting maybe because you think it's too soon. I mean, we've seen remakes being made like fast. Like, why is there no Superman? Is like the greatest. I think
Henry
Cavill of all time.
was
like,
the best Superman.
Yeah, like are they trying to get Henry back, or are they like, why can't they recast and make another? I don't get it. They did that with Batman. They're literally doing it with Batman.
Yeah, I think they can do. I think what they in a perfect world. Here's what I think. Henry Cavill comes back as another Superman. Completely. It doesn't have to be. I don't want any more heroes in it. I just want a superhero movie. Okay. But I want you to give him the not quite as extreme, but the Thor Ragnarok treatment, of which his character is a little bit different. Not so straight faced and solemn the whole time. Like he can smile. Like have him. He can be that like symbol of hope without being like dark and brooding, and everybody has to like
give him the mullet with the black super.
No, it doesn't have to be like. It's just like they could do it, man. They could do it. And Henry Cavill's so good, and he is charismatic, and Superman is charismatic.
He is.
But I got
Henry Cavill. Yeah,
I got another question for you
he's
guys.
perfect.
This is kind of getting back into the news of The Witcher.
Anyone else?
You go. Sorry. You go.
I think James just said.
I can't think of anyone else to play.
Yeah, it's Henry Cavill, man. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so The Witcher season 3 paused. Have either of you watched The Witcher show?
I got like a few episodes into season 2, but I never finished it.
Okay.
A few episodes in the first season.
I'd like to watch it eventually because I know it's like that's my. I love that fantasy.
Yeah. The CG is really good in season 2. Yeah, there's some really good like practical and CG effects.
Did you guys watch the Witcher anime that's on Netflix? It's just one movie.
No.
No, I remember we talked about that one though.
Someone brought that up to me. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it's about like Geralt's master or the person that trained him. Geralt, whatever.
Sorry,
I never played the game, so
Nightmare of the Wolf.
Yeah, but I hear it's really, really good, and there's like just enough connections where if you watch the Witcher stuff or play the games and stuff, that you'd be like totally in. But if you haven't, you could start with that, and then that's like a good backdrop for the other stuff.
Cool.
And I hear it's really, really good, so I might check that out pretty soon. I've been reading a lot about it. I don't know.
Like with any content, it's getting to the point where it's so vast. There were so many hours in that game and the show that it seems like you're getting left behind, and you're well, there's so much.
I'm waiting to play that when they do the remaster, the PS5 version for Witcher, but they keep delaying it, so we'll see.
Oh.
But you can play as Henry Cavill as Witcher in that. It's pretty crazy.
That's right.
What?
Yeah.
Did they release a skin for?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
and
cool.
they're changing all the textures in the game too to really make it like the resolution now to be the next gen graphics. But it's the same game. It's just like retextured, relit. Like they changed the lighting and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm super excited
because it already looked so good.
I know. I can't wait to play it in 60 frames.
I can't wait to play this.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Wild. Moving on now to this is a really nice one, touching one from Disney Plus. Troy Kotsur, main actor from Coda, who won the Academy Award for Best Actor, is going to star in and executive produce a new series at Disney Plus based on the high school football team from the California School of the Deaf at Riverside. Like, that's pretty wild. He says, hey everybody, well, the series is going to portray the students, teachers, and their families. Writing and production team, both in front and behind the cameras, will include artists from the deaf community. And in an interview from Variety, he said that he wanted to explore. He was excited to explore more opportunities in front of the camera now that he is more well known. This is the quote. Well, there are several action adventure type scripts, several historical figures. He said, we've had such a rich history in the deaf community. Good. We've had tragedy, we've had success, but no one knows about these stories. They've been ignored for so long, and I want to bring forth this treasure trove of storytelling.
Good for him. He's doing things that are meaningful to him instead of like paycheck movies because he has an Oscar. You know.
That's I mean, I can imagine the accessibility it gives you, right? Like winning an award like that, how much a studio would give you bigger budget and access to crews, right, to work on this stuff.
Pretty
crazy.
Cool, man. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice story.
Who directed
Sound of Metal? Let's see, I don't know.
Was he a deaf director?
Darius Martyr. Let's see. Darius. Maybe somebody in the family. Let's see. I put deaf
because it just made me think about like having deaf people work on movies about and media about being deaf. I was like, it made me think of Sound of Metal. I was like, well, like, do they have anyone deaf working on this movie?
Oh, that's true.
Because I think this is a great movie about being deaf.
Are you thinking about Sound of Metal right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you talk right here. There's a quote that says, "I wanted to show and capture deaf culture." So maybe not. Maybe it's more. Yeah, he says he's been working with the deaf community for a long time, but
No. I'm talking about in terms of because I'm saying like it's really cool to see him talk about that with this movie and with Coda, of course. But I want to compare this to Metal.
Oh yeah, true. Well. I mean, I guess both of them I can see the comparisons to both. They seem like more like small scale experiences that no one would really pick up on unless you're kind of living with these people. You know, I wouldn't really think of these stories unless I actually hung out with somebody who was deaf to know like the little daily problems they go through, like just with music or being on a football team at Riverside, right? Like,
pretty
crazy.
But that's good. Good as getting exposure. Exposure. I mean,
Also, before we move on to the end of the show, we did not mention that we lost another mob movie staple this week.
Oh, dude.
They are dropping
the
like
conspiracy
flies.
Ensues.
The
conspiracy continues.
Paul Sorvino, actor in Goodfellas, and many others mob movies. He died at 83 this week. Just pretty sad. He's an Oscar winner as well as his daughter is an Oscar winner. I saw a really great clip where his daughter in the acceptance speech like thanked him and he's like breaking down crying in the audience. It was a very emotional clip. Pretty dang cool. You recognize this guy's face in a lot of things. Has like a lot of supporting roles. He's like the solid supporting role in a lot of these movies. So pretty sad. We lost another one.
Yeah. Man, with Tony and now Paul. Oh man,
Tony.
Paul.
In addition, we've also lost Nichelle Nichols, who played Lieutenant Uhura from Star Trek.
And that was just yesterday.
The original Star Trek.
Yeah, very sad.
As well as,
and this was a really cool. So sorry. This is really cool because she was gonna stop acting, but then MLK convinced her to return. to acting for the role of Uhura.
Wow. That's wild, man. That, jeez. Crazy.
Yeah,
So sad.
really cool.
Bill Russell also passed. He's
Bill Russell also passed. Seattle legend.
Yep. That's crazy. My thing is, I want to ask you, because like I'm sure all these guys were friends, right? Like I'm talking about, when it comes to the classic gangster actors, they're all friends. They all knew each other. Like with Ray, do you think maybe hearing that travesty that probably does something and adds to it? Of like,
I think it does.
The hurt.
Sure.
You go to sleep on that, and that hurts. And being that old age,
I'm sure
maybe that's what. Yeah,
it's got to happen.
Maybe
all
it just
over
kind of
the
breaks
place
you
with people that are close.
Yeah. Crazy.
Especially that age too. It's not like
a
lot of these people aren't dying because of like some of them
Illness.
have conditions or illnesses and stuff like that. Others just like old age, and that's like that's just a way. That's how it goes. Sad.
And just this year, I pull it up like Taylor Hawkins, William Hurt.
Oh yeah, William.
Man,
Hurt.
such Philip Baker Hall. My goodness, this is
the list goes.
It's that time. It's crazy. It's that time for our lives.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Well, coming into the end of the show here to roll through the last few things, we have the next episode of Better Call Saul is reportedly called Breaking Bad, and Saul Goodman was first introduced in Breaking Bad in an episode called Better Call Saul. So they're doing that. I feel like every single time anything gets brought up about Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, I'm like, I need to watch this show. It feels like they're doing everything right, and they eventually I will get there and I watch the whole thing. Everybody says it's great.
Yeah,
they got the statues up now. Oh yeah, so that was on my
list. New Mexico.
Yeah.
I'll just say
You can talk about it.
The statues are up. They look pretty cool. I mean, the whole cast was there. I was like, man, what a way to honor.
And it's of Jesse Pinkman and Walter White, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. One of the greatest shows ever on TV. Ever.
It's pretty wild.
That's what do you think about them erecting statues of like false people, not false, but like fictional people or characters?
I think maybe in New Mexico's case, it might add to the tourist site. You know what I mean?
He said they need something. He said they need something in New Mexico.
That's where they are. They're in like a city hall or whatever. They're definitely a tourist attraction and not an erection of a statue. Erecting a statue. To like praise them. It's not
Captain
like
America.
Right. No. I'm not implying that that's like the reason, but
I think it's just strictly a tourist thing.
It's the greatest idea. I want the entire Roy family on Wall Street, baby. Right there next to the bull. Next to the bull.
Oh, God. Can you imagine?
Watch. 10 years from now, Succession is going to be held as one of the greatest shows of TV ever.
I think it's too rash. It's too,
violent, too aggressive.
Too crass.
Too crass for a large enough audience to watch it. Truly, I think it is. Even though it's really good, I think it doesn't have a wide appeal because of its crassness.
Yeah. I'd be more likely to see the cast of The Office or like Parks and Rec in their respective areas.
Yeah. It's like those
just in terms of like audiences.
We used to be a good old country. What's that meme?
Oh, we used to be a country. Like used to be a country, a good country, something like that.
And then it's statues of The Office. Yeah.
Drug dealers. No, that's fine.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, it's just a statue of the Scranton Strangler.
Oh yeah.
It's just the Scranton Strangler.
It's just the Scranton Strangler.
Exactly. Funny.
That's interesting though. Captain America's up in New York, and I want to see that one.
Hey,
Shield.
I willed this next story into reality. I was in Texas last week, shooting conference or whatever, and me and my buddy Connor are talking about we were talking about Rick and Morty because he's a huge Rick and Morty fan. I'm like, I think Rick and Morty's super funny, but like totally up and down recently, like with season 5 and stuff. But he's a huge fan. He's like, when are we gonna get season 6 and like all this kind of stuff? We were talking about like, well, it's been a couple years, so like probably pretty soon, that kind of thing. The next morning we wake up, Rick and Morty season 6. I'm like, that was us, dog. That was us. We were talking about it.
Willed it into existence.
Manifested it.
But it's coming September 4th. If you're excited for Rick and Morty season 6.
Cool. I don't think I ever watched season 5.
It's all right. It's all right.
I like Rick and Morty. I think
Me
it's
too.
fun.
Yeah. Me too. You can't binge it. You can't binge it because it has a joke. The joke is what it is. And if you binge it, it becomes not as funny on the 4th episode.
Wow. Interesting way to put it.
iCarly will keep streaming with season 3 2023.
Did they already do a season 2?
Yeah, I think that was out.
I guess so.
They're filming those fast. They got those.
Most of those actors aren't really doing anything. So
Yeah, they got a 3 camera set.
What does Miranda Cosgrove up to?
yeah,
obviously they have 2 sets. They're just like shooting the whole show in a week, and they're like, we're good.
good for
Let's
them.
put this up in Paramount.
Yeah, busting out scripts.
Weird Al Yao, starring Daniel Radcliffe.
Weird Al what? Weird Al what, Ryder?
What did you just say?
Weird Al. I said
Weird Al Yao.
My bad. Weird Al, the Weird Al Yankovic story, starring Daniel Radcliffe, is coming to Roku, which is an interesting
This is Roku's
choice.
first original movie. Is a Weird Al movie. I think
It
it's
is.
hilarious.
Wow.
That's really funny.
I remember. I think Vince, you were talking about Weird Al.
Oh, I'll be watching this. I used to be a huge Weird Al fan.
I also used to be a huge Weird Al
Dude,
fan.
I've seen Weird Al live. I've been to a
Shut
Weird
the
Al
fuck
concert.
up.
Seriously, it was at a
I
county
bet it
fair.
was awesome.
County fair, like close to here, and we went.
Was it really cool?
It was a county fair, dude. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know if y'all did this too. I want to ask, were y'all ever into the Wiggles? Oh,
of course,
man.
I was into the Wiggles.
I wasn't into the Wiggles.
No.
Absolutely.
I did their live shows when I was a kid. I did those a lot.
I love that. That
Yeah,
makes
wow.
me
The
happy.
Wiggles. Yeah, that's about it. Anyways, yeah. And there you have it.
Back to
That's
you,
it.
Vincent.
That's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Now we can get into
Recommendations.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
Let's
what?
get into I was gonna say let's get into a quote of the week.
Oh, yeah,
that way
do
we
that.
can brainstorm recommendations.
Cool.
Unless y'all both have your recommendations ready.
I don't.
Do y'all know what have y'all been watching? What have y'all been into?
Let's do the quote. then we can
Okay, here's
do
the
that.
quote of the week. Here we go. I'll do the first one, which is both the first and the bottom one. James, you could do the middle because I know this is your quote. Okay.
The middle?
Yeah, the
One, two,
the
three.
B.
One of them's
Oh,
not.
Yeah.
I see. Gotcha.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
Okay, here we go. I'll do my deep voice.
He came to get the body. He's killing us one at a time.
Like a hunter.
He's
He's using the tree.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
my bad.
I love
Yeah,
it.
that was the same person, but as you can see, he's using the tree.
He's using
Okay,
cheese.
anybody know what that's from? Let us know. Hop in the Discord. Let us know what that is. That one's a fun one.
It's a good
Thanks
one.
to James for that idea. Okay, what have y'all been watching? What have y'all been keeping up with lately?
James, TV, movies. Talk to me.
I've been watching Nathan The Rehearsal nonstop. It's really, really great. Super funny. I meant to watch Vengeance last night. No, Thursday night. But we couldn't do dinner and the movie in the same night. But I
I'm
think
sure I'll
that's
see
all
that
I
eventually.
I watched like a ton of movies like last week, but this week I haven't watched much.
Mm.
Oh, I have a recommendation. Okay. I was telling Vincent and Ryder to watch this. It's called How To with John Wilson.
I gotta look this up now. How to?
How To with John Wilson. It's on HBO Max. It's like a not a mockumentary, but it's like a documentary about New York where John Wilson like goes around New York and like interviews a bunch of people on things. It's very like
This
zany.
looks great.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch
I
this.
put it in the same vein of humor as like Nathan. Oh, what's his
Fielder?
last name? I just said Fielder's. The executive produced by Nathan Fielder.
Beautiful.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So there.
You know what
Yeah.
this gives me vibes of? Have y'all know Channel 5, right?
Andrew Callahan.
It is the same vibe. It is the same vibe.
Okay. Because
Same
I
vibe.
love that channel and everything that
It's
guy's
great.
doing.
I
it's-
love Andrew Callahan.
And, oh
It's
my
like
God.
great journalism and comedy.
It's so
Yeah.
like
perfect.
it's brilliant.
It's
yeah.
so perfect.
Yeah.
So if this is anything like that, I'm
Yeah,
watching.
go watch How To
So
with John
good.
Wilson. It's
I'd
from
love
2020, and I hope. Oh, it premiered. Damn, I want another season, but I don't think it'll ever get another season.
It's all right.
man.
One and done type
Yeah.
beat.
Yeah.
Ryder.
I've just been so I watched the Bob's Burgers movie. I was
Mhm.
trying to rack up some films. I watched Harley Quinn
Bob's
season 3.
Burgers?
Bob's Burgers is pretty average. I mean,
Okay.
if I'm a fan of the show,
Me
the
too.
movie was all right.
Okay.
I think the show's better than the movie.
Fair.
Harley Quinn season 3, man, amazing. I love it. With
I heard it's a great show.
Great because it's very mature. It's all over the place, but it's actually funny. I'm generally getting laughs
Mhm.
from it, and
Okay. I'll
it
have to
dives
give it
into
another
DC.
shot. I watched the first episode and thought it was annoying. Like, I was
Yeah.
maybe I was just easily annoyed that night or something. Like I got to try it again when I'm feeling a little less puckered, like my butthole's puckered.
No, yeah.
You know?
I know what you mean. The first couple of bits are a little weak.
Okay.
Once it gets into it, then it starts like feeling its groove, and then it's like cool. Now you're
Okay.
fine. But yeah, no, I know what you mean with that. And then yeah, I recommend the rehearsal too. You guys both introduced me to that, and
I gotta finish
I
it.
was just shocked. I mean, everybody listening, you guys check out the rehearsal. I was shocked. Some of the craziest TV I've ever seen because
That's really crazy.
Because it's it's like reality, and so sometimes when you capture people, you never know what you're gonna get, and people in the world are just wild,
Yeah. I watched Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 this week, which is an animated DC film that people seem to really like. It's Kevin Conroy as Batman and stuff. It's a two-parter. Both of them are just like an hour and 15 minutes or something like that. And I really liked the first part. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm excited to watch Part 2. And so I guess that's a recommendation. That came out in 2012. I believe both of them are on HBO Max, but I have them on Vinity Plus, so I was watching it on there. And then I watched The Gray Man this week.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know why I expected too much, I think, from it. And I think it's a fun movie. It's a fun spy movie. Sure, Chris Evans is a good bad guy. Ryan Gosling's a good protagonist. He has a relationship kind of with this like girl in the movie, this like little girl, like a, familial relationship. And I think that's strong. That's a strong part of the movie, but they didn't lean into it enough for me to even give it like care, I guess. And there's like little things that would have made it a lot stronger to me, but the fight sequences are cool. I think it's a fun movie for sure. It's not bad. It's
Netflix good.
I wanted more, and they're going to do more. They already said they're doing a sequel, and they're already doing a spinoff, and I'm assuming the spinoff's of Anna de Armas because her character is like full of mystery in the show. And they kind of like drop it as like, this could be what's coming next. So I'm sure they do more with it, and I'll watch it. It wasn't bad. It's just like my expectations are higher. That's it.
Yeah. The budget, dude. I can't believe the budget was so high for that.
Dude, it cost $30 million more than Dune to make, and the CGI was some of the scenes.
Yeah. It's insane to me, man.
The plane sequence, dude, was hard to watch. I was like, the camera's like this, you have no idea what's happening, and like I was like, it's like I can tell you shot this in like downtown Los Angeles on a soundstage, man. Like,
yeah,
that's all. But I enjoyed it. You should watch it. It's fun. At the end of the day, it was fun.
Good stuff.
I found out that How to with John Wilson is getting renewed for season 2. There's an official trailer out.
Okay,
it's great. Kind of lots of good stuff. I mean, lots of content out. So we're watching good stuff. I'm trying to rack up my letterbox. Trying to keep up with you guys.
Just log every day. Just every movie, log it.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm having fun, man.
Wait,
I'm
like, you're not logging it. You're just all you're doing is, you're just adding it to your watched movies. You have to log it that way everybody can see it. Like you're like, So instead of just typing the movie in and then rating it, if you open up the app, the center button on the bottom is the plus, and that's how you log a movie and like post it. Like it's like an Instagram post. Like you post that you just watched it. Here's the rating. Here's the review. I
gotta click this. I gotta do a whole thing. Okay, and then that's how I do that. I watched.
Yeah.
And then click save.
Yeah. That's it.
But
I mean, what you're doing is not a bad thing because that's also adding it to your movies, and you can add whatever you want to do to it. But dude, I love it. Letterboxd is the best, man. Follow us on Letterboxd. Letterboxd.com/Babashinga. Letterboxd.com/Mr. Hollywood, and Letterboxd.com/James Walmer.
There you have it. Real quick, there's one thing I wanted to ask y'all. This movie called Not Okay is coming out. That one looks interesting.
Not Okay.
It's about this. Have y'all heard about it? It's about Zoe Dutch. She's playing a social media content creator where she faked being in a Paris terrorist attack to get more views.
Yes, I did.
And it's all about like the toxicity of social media and what that does by lying.
Great.
And it's like not okay. So yeah, it seems interesting.
I would love to watch that.
Yeah, that
also,
sounds really good.
Something that we can think about or /consider is when strictlycasual.com eventually happens, when we have a website going on. That would make it easy to make a Letterboxd review account, and so that we can we post whatever we think about the movie along with the Letterboxd rating, which will be like our average score. Like let's say rather you rate it higher or something, I rate it a little bit lower, James is somewhere in there. We make
like our collective score.
It's our collective score, and then it'll also you can click that.
Strictly critic.
Tomatoes. Yeah, we become our own.
No, I mean I watch a lot of like Untitled Movie Podcasts. God bless him, Matt Rohrbeck, super dope. And they have that Untitled Movie Podcast has now they have a website where they post their podcast reviews. They don't even have to write their reviews, their podcast reviews. and they have a Letterboxd account that rates the movies. They both rate them separately, but then their combined score is the Untitled Movie Podcast, and they're an official account on Letterboxd, and we could get that for Strictly Casual. We have all the same requirements and everything. It's very cool. We could do it. So
wow, on Letterboxd, like you mean like Letterboxd itself?
I can show you. Yeah, I'll show you. It's pretty cool.
Oh wow, okay. and adding to a website too, like that's
right.
More.
Well, it would
stuff.
link also to the website.
Yeah, interesting. No, yeah, much to talk about. Wow, stuff. Well, guys, stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the episode. What a fun time it was with these guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it at home listening. We appreciate you as always showing support for us here on the channel. Give us a review. Let us know what you thought on Spotify. We love reading them and talking about them together. Hop in our Discord where you can chat with us and post news and post some memes if you feel like it. And of course, we got TikTok for your quick updates. We're just, trying our best to post on there and giving you updates in like 20 seconds or less. So it doesn't take too much time out of the day. But thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week. What, 74? Almost
74 next week, baby.
3/4 of the way.
Week.
Hope you guys had a fun time. Any final words? And we'll wrap it up.
See you guys on the next one.
Okay.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.